Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Commission with the weekly comic book round. We've got a fairly sized Marvel haul this week, so let's kick things off with Uncanny X-Men number 11. This is the start of the X-Manhunt crossover, which will be running through most of this month's X-Men books. Not all, but yes, most. So, the issue opens on a ship orbit a planet in the Ryan sector, the Phobos system in the Ryan sector, orbiting the planet Leo. Narration is from Xavier's final journal. But they are apparently on a. The ship is a Shi'ar vessel, and it's carrying the Empress, Zandra, Charles Xavier's daughter, and apparently a faction of the Shi'ar are not happy with the fact that their empress is half Shi'ar, but it's a half breed, and they want a violent end to her reign. But they're potentially stopped by Deathbird in Greenwald prison. Xavier's Xavier doesn't seem to be doing so well physically. But back in space, members of the Secret Alliance have taken Zandra prisoner, telling her that her survival depends on her compliance. At Haven House, the four students are going to begin combat training with a rudimentary version of the danger room. And basically, Rogue tells Nightcrawler, as well as Gambit later, to sabotage some of the students with Nightcrawler sabotaging Calico and Gambit sabotaging Jitter. And Rogue kind of hates herself for it. After training's done, in fact, Jubilee told her not to forget her Ruby Quartz visor. Logan, he gets why she did it, but he wishes she didn't have to. And she feels like the house is judging her. But as her and Gambit kiss, They her phone rings. She has a apparently the warden at Grandma Prison tells her that her team is needed immediately. They send a plane. Um, yeah, it seems 4 miles west of the campus of the prison. Presumably, one of the security guards ends up gunning down his whole family while seeing them as sentinels, as well as a family dog. But in the prison, Xavier manages to get assistance in breaking out of his cell from Sarah Gaunt. He gets out of his cell, and the X-Men are there. It's the X-Men we figured it would be with this book, but not how they look. Basically, in Xavier's mind, he sees his original students, but the team basically as, like I said, his original students. They try to help, but he sees them as he calls them traitors, weaklings, and he sees them as imposters of his X-Men. The warden explains that Xavier has a brain tumor. She's intrinsic pontine glioma, the same that Harvey X had. It says very rare in adults, and the prison's own telepath has it somehow too. You can't be let loose. But yeah, that's exactly what happens. In fact, Xavier manages to stop Kurt in mid-teleport. He exits the school, seemingly in telepathic contact with Zandra, telling her that Daddy's coming. That is where the issue ends. Interesting premise. The mystery of the Outliers should be, most of the Outliers, but the mutants there's a group of mutants similar to Harvey X, and apparently Xavier's one of them, as well as Scurvy. So that's going to be that's a mystery that's been brewing lately in the recent X books. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got NYX number 9, part 2 of X-Manhunt. Also, a tie-in to One World Under Doom. So, the NYX kids are hanging out at their basically community center. And Ole shows up and he says that, and he brings Xavier. Xavier's presence is very much rebuffed by everyone. But apparently, there's the last remaining seed of Krakoa is in the treehouse, which is under the control of Doctor Doom. Party's like, okay, get it yourself. And Anole helps, is helping, you're gonna help with help Xavier. And Miss Marvel shows up to offer out her assistance as well. And the seed appears to be under the control of Volta, of Doom's X-Men. Kind of surprised that we didn't get a Doom's X-Men book, One World Under Doom, but oh well. That said, she is in negotiations with Mr. Friend, Mojo. And his major domo, Fauna, a young mutant who's on Krakoa, and seen fairly often in Krakoa. But apparently Fauna saw Volta take the seed from one of the trees. And it seems like Volta is killed by Mojo. Mojo is aware of Xavier's presence and fights the trio, mostly focusing on Inoue and Miss Marvel, but Xavier is able to somewhat control the Doombots on a one-by-one basis to help the rest of the mutants get out. And Mojo injures Inoue, but Major Domo refuses to finish Inoue off. And Miss Marvel manages to escape Mojo's trap, while Xavier enters the Cerebro helmet the Cerebro cradle that he hidden within the treehouse. And Xavier leaves, heading to Atlanta, presumably Storm. But Miss Marvel and Inoue manage to escape. However, Mojo still has the real Krakoa seed delivered to him by Fauna. And utilizes the Krakoa seed essentially to create Moto City with one of the corpses, with the body of one of the mutants living in New York City. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting. Like I said, this is going to be a month-long crossover in probably 2/3 of the X-Men books, plus a one-shot to wrap it all up. So we'll be covering it week by week. Anyways, moving on to our last book for the moment, we've got Wolverine number 7. Where we left off, Wolverine, Logan and Laura, discovered that the mastermind behind the advancing was apparently Logan's old nemesis, Romulus. And Laura and Logan prepare to fight Romulus. And he's basically telling him the history of the adamantine. Like, adamantine itself is a different metal, separate from metal from adamantium, and in fact, Hercules' club is made of adamantine. But then it was a big deal in the Age of Myth, and well, then it became it was lost to myth and was something that was then eventually is, adamantium was a man-made metal, or false metal as others call it. But Wolverine and Romulus fight each other while Laura deals with his henchman, the possessed Lady Strike, Cyber Constrictor, and Donald Pierce. But Wolverine is separated, and Romulus is basically given to the call of the adamantine, and is covered from head to toe in it. But the fight between Wolverine and Romulus is pretty brutal, and as the fight continues, it does seem that Romulus basically unpossesses his thralls to get at Logan, and Romulus' whole shtick is wanting to become a deity, and the only thing standing in the way is Logan, and that is where the issue ends. We're coming up very quickly on Legacy issue 400 of Wolverine. In fact, that will be the next issue. So, yeah. I managed to miss out on a lot of the Romulus stuff. Getting out of comics at various points. Yeah. But, yeah, I pretty much had managed to continue it. But yes, this is kind of accurate with Romulus. Anyways, that's do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Twitter, Patreon, PayPal, can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Box signing off saying, live long and rock hard.